Okay, here you are. We have our 2 egg yolks in this pan. I took them out of that metal pan. We got 2 egg yolks in here. Now look, you have to be very careful of the heat. The heat is your enemy. This is why most people don't make hollandaise, because the heat will ruin your egg yolks. And if the egg yolks become curdled, well, you're screwed. You know what I mean? You actually shouldn't let the egg yolks touch the water, because the water is boiling. They don't want you to let the egg yolks touch the water. So try to do anything you can to get the egg yolks not to be touching the water. Just like that, that'll work. Alright. So now what we're doing, we have 2 egg yolks. We're just whipping them up. We have a very slow heat underneath, and we're heating them to I don't know what temperature. You know what? I'm going to throw in 1 more egg yolk. There you go. It seems the more eggs you have, the easier it is to make this. Also, you want to use a pan with a round bottom. That's why I took it out of the metal pan. It didn't have a round bottom on it. And you really do want a round bottom. You have to keep moving these eggs. The eggs have to move. This is one item you cannot stop and go do some laundry and come back. There's no way. That ain't gonna happen. Okay, now we're gonna add the butter. To 2 egg yolks, you need a half a stick of butter. To 3, well, you need 3/4 of a stick. Now here's the trick. Here's the trick with hollandaise. Be careful. Add the butter slowly. Slowly, slowly, slowly add the butter. If you put the butter in too fast, the egg yolks will separate from the oil, and you'll end up with just a big thing of garbage. You'll end up throwing it away. So add it slowly. So in here I have a 1/4 stick of butter and a little bit extra for that extra egg yolk. Alright, we're just slowly adding the butter. There you can see it's starting to get hot. I mean, starting to get thick. Okay, that's what you want. There you go. Don't let the bowl touch the water. Keep stirring. Add the butter slowly. I gotta tell you, man, this really is a very good tasting sauce. I mean, this is one of the kings of sauces right here. It's good for vegetables, fish, chicken, meat, veal, you name it. You can put this on anything. By the way, I microwaved the butter to get it hot, and it's quite hot right now. I keep burning myself on the ramekin. Alright, look at it. Oh boy, it's starting to look good. Look how thick it's getting. That's what we want. There it is. See, if you add the butter in too fast, what's going to happen is the butter will separate from the egg yolks, and you'll end up with a big mess. You don't want to do that. You don't want to add it too fast. Okay, this I'm shutting off. We're just going to work on the steam that's coming up. I shut the stove off at this point. We don't need any more heat. Oh man, look at it. Now it's starting to get nice and fluffy. See, it'll get thick and fluffy. It'll be nice and full of air. That's what you want. Like I said, you're probably going to ruin a batch or two before you get this. before you figure out how to make hollandaise, but I guarantee you it's worth it. You'll love it. It replaces the butter. You know, you don't have to put butter on anything. The butter's right here. All right. Okay, there we go. That's it. There it is. Okay. Now, like with everything else, you're going to add whatever you like to add to it. First of all, it needs some acid, which I'm going to put vinegar. Most recipes call for lemon juice. I don't like the lemon juice. I like vinegar in it. And the vinegar I'm using is apple cider vinegar, right here. The lemon juice just doesn't give it enough of a kick to it. Okay, we're going to add a little bit of salt. Not a lot, just a little bit. I use salted butter. We're going to add some pepper. And we're going to add some Tabasco. Now again, in the traditional recipes, it calls for cayenne pepper. I personally like Tabasco. Okay, now let me see, where's it? Here you go. All right. Now we're going to taste it to make sure it's good to go. And if it is, well, then we have our hollandaise, and we're going to make our bearnaise sauce from the same mother sauce here. That's good. That is good. Could use a little bit more salt. Just a pinch, and a couple drops more of vinegar. Now again, like I say, the original recipe calls for lemon juice. If you like lemon juice, go right ahead. Put it in. You know, it don't matter to me. Let me try one more time. And then we'll do the tarragon for the bearnaise. Oh yeah, baby. That's it. Woo! Yeah. Okay. All right, let me wash this. All right. Now what you have to do is you got to cover this up and keep it in a warm place. I'm going to cover it with this, and I'm going to put it over here in a warm place. Now again, if you put it in too hot of a place, it's going to burn it up and it's going to break. So be careful. All right, back to the stove. Okay, now we're going to do our whatchamacallit, our bearnaise sauce. Okay, now hollandaise is a mother sauce, which means there's a lot of sauces that are made from hollandaise. There's 5 mother sauces, and hollandaise is one of them. So here we have a little saute pan, and to that we're going to chop some shallots. All right. The only problem is I couldn't find any shallots in the store. I didn't really look that well, so I'm just going to use these Mexican scallions that we had. They were pretty mild in flavor, and I'm just chopping them up here real small. Okay, I'm just going to add those to it. That's what you want, is a mild onion. You just want a mild onion flavor. Okay. Hold on, we need some tarragon. All right, now, bearnaise sauce is made with red wine vinegar and tarragon and shallots. All right, so I don't have red wine vinegar, but I have red wine and vinegar. So here we go. We're going to add red wine into the pan, and we're going to add malt vinegar into the pan, okay? Now here's what's going to happen here. We want all of this liquid to evaporate. We want to reduce this all the way down to nothing. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in our shallots, which pretend those are shallots, okay, and tarragon leaves, okay. That's plenty. I mean, we're only making a little bit of bearnaise. Alright, we're going to let that boil now. Whatever you do, be careful if you smell that, because the vinegar will knock you on the floor. Although I will taste it to see what's going on here. Woo! Oh man, you gotta watch out for the vinegar. Woo! Oh man. Okay, it's good. Now we're just going to reduce this until all the liquid is gone. And then we're going to add some of it to the bearnaise. I'm sorry, to the hollandaise. And once we do that, then we have made bearnaise. Alright, there we go. We're getting there. It's almost gone. We want all that liquid to be gone. Oh man, I can smell that tarragon. Woo! There it goes. It's almost. All right, I'll meet you over at the other table. Okay, here's our potatoes for our Dutch's potatoes. They're cooked. They're ready to go into the mixer. I've got my new mixer over here that I get to play with. Oh man, I'm loving it. Now into this we're going to add salt, pepper, no milk. Now listen, this is where it depends on you. Whatever you like to put in these potatoes, you go ahead and put it in there. I like salt and pepper. I like to taste the potato. Alright, I'm beating the crap out of them here. Hold on, let me scrape down the bowl. Wow, this is nice. Not much. Very little. Okay, scrape it down one more time. Mix it up one more time. Alright. There they are. Nice mashed potatoes. No butter. You got 2 egg yolks instead of the butter. Okay, now we're going to pipe them out onto the sheet. You can use an ice cream scoop for this too if you want. You can make it look like a scoop of ice cream if you want. I don't think many people have problems with kids eating potatoes. Most kids will eat potatoes, so you don't have to make it look like ice cream. But if you want to, you could. Alright, there's your pastry bag. You gotta have a pastry bag. Everybody should have a pastry bag. Pastry bags come in really handy in the kitchen. Alright, now what you want to do is make them the size of one portion. That looks like about it. 4. That's perfect. 4, and I got a little tiny one over here. Alright. Now, we're going to drizzle just a little bit of butter on them. Just a little tiny bit. You could probably use oil if you want, whatever you want to do. Alright, there you go. Just drizzle a little bit of butter. This way they're going to brown nice. Okay. Alright, and the final is paprika. I'm going to put a little bit of paprika on just so to make sure they brown. Alright, there you go. Oh yeah, baby. Alright, these are going in the oven. The oven's set at 400. Now look, they're already cooked. All you want to do is brown those. They're ready to go. Okay. The bearnaise we're going to cook at the last minute. We're going to mix those ingredients together to make the bearnaise at the last minute. Alright, I have the water going for the asparagus. These are nice baby asparagus. If you get asparagus during certain times of the year and they're real big, what you can do is you can peel them. You know what I mean? Here, you can take a peeler and peel them just like a potato. Look at this. Okay? And what that does is that takes off that tough skin and it makes them really nice and tender. Here. Whoops. Here you go. We just peel them. And it makes them real nice and tender, man. That's a nice touch for your asparagus if you peel it. But I'm not peeling these. These are already tender. They're baby asparagus. So I'm just going to cut them about where I want them. Now this here, you could make asparagus soup. You know? In fact, I think I'll save this for the Super Soupy-O Soup of the Week. I'll save these ends. And coming up, you know what we should do? We should make tomato asparagus soup. Because I have the base for the tomato soup that we made a couple weeks ago. I put that in the freezer. I just never made it. So this I'll freeze too, and we'll make some Super Soupy-O soup. Alright. Okay, I'm going to cook the filet outside on the grill. The asparagus only takes a minute. Okay, there we have the filet. Here comes the asparagus. Oh man, I'm telling you. Ooh, look at this. Oh brother. Alright. Now we have our oh wow, this is hot. Our Dutch's potatoes coming out at you. Where's that spatula? There we go. Let me get a nice one here. There we go. Alright, there's our Dutch's potatoes. Alright, now we're going to do the hollandaise and the bearnaise. The hollandaise is going on the whatchamacallit, on the asparagus. So we're going to put, there's no butter on the asparagus, just hollandaise. There you go. Now the bearnaise. Here is the reduction of the tarragon and the wine vinegar. I know it looks like hell. And it actually smells like hell too, but man, does it taste good. Okay, you mix that in with the bearnaise, I mean the hollandaise. There you go. You see it? Okay, that goes on the steak. Now, believe it or not, this is going to be two different flavors, even though they came from the same sauce. The bearnaise is a totally different flavor than the hollandaise. Alright, we're going to wipe this off right here. Now, I like to add a little bit of green onion on the potatoes. You can put it right into the mix if you want. But I don't like them cooked. I like them raw. So here's a little bit of green onion on top of that. Whoo! And hold on one second. We're going to put one of these on the plate just to make it look fancy. There you go. Somebody go wake up that flaming Greek guy. Tell him it's time to eat. Time to eat, Flamer. Alright, here we go. There we go, boys and girls. You got it. Filet mignon, Dutchess potatoes, and asparagus with hollandaise. Now, that whole dish there cost maybe, I don't know, maybe 12 bucks. You know, 12 bucks. Well, you can't eat like this at a restaurant for 12 bucks. There's no way. Alright, speaking of eating, I'm going to do it. See you later. Oh wait, there was one other thing I forgot to tell you. It doesn't get any better than this right here. I guarantee it. Woo! See you.